We have learned a lot about operations in mathematics. We've learned to add and subtract and multiply and divide. Today we're going to explore what happens when more than one operation shows up in an equation. You can use what you know about acting out a two-step problem to write one equation to describe and solve a two-step problem. Use different orders to find out 4 plus 16 divided by 2. First, let's make a list of all the possible orders that we could use to find the answer to 4 plus 16 divided by 2. First of all, we could do 4 plus 16 and then divide the sum by 2. And another thing we could do is 16 divided by 2 and then add 4 to the quotient. So we're going to use each order in our list to find the answers, and we're going to show the steps that we used. Okay? So in my first example, I said we would do 4 plus 16 first. 4 plus 16 equals 20. And then we would divide 20 into two groups. And our answer would be 10. In my second example, I said we would do 16 divided by 2 first. And the quotient to 16 divided by 2 is 8. If we add 4 to 8, we get 12. You can see how following different orders would be a problem, because if you do it the first way, our answer is 10. If you do it the second way, our answer is 12. So if we solved a two-step problem in different orders, what we think might happen is we would get different answers. Since mathematics is a universal language, we have instituted rules so that this doesn't happen. And we call these rules the order of operations. So let's make a connection here. When solving problems with more than one type of operation, you need to know which operation to do first. There's a special set of rules called the order of operations, which gives the order in which calculations are done in a problem. So first, we need to multiply and divide. So if you see a times sign or a divided by sign in an equation, you take care of these operations first. And if they both show up in the same equation, you work from left to right. Then, after you take care of multiplication and division, you add and subtract. And again, if both of these show up in the equation, you work from left to right. Let's see how this would work in a problem. Megan buys 2 books for $4 each. She pays with a $10 bill. How much money does she have left? We could write $10 minus 2 times 4 equals C to describe and solve this problem. And then we could use the order of operations to solve. Remember, Megan had 2 books and she paid $4 each for them. That's multiplication. And our order of operations rules say we should take care of multiplication and division first. 2 times 4 is 8. Once we've taken care of our multiplication, we take care of our addition and subtraction. And in this case, it would be subtraction. So $10 minus $8 equals $2. So in this case, our cost, C, is $2. That makes sense, because if Megan buys 2 books and each one costs her $4, that would be $8. And if you paid with a $10 bill, you would get $2 in return. Okay, now let's apply the order of operations to these equations. The directions tell us to write correct if the operations are listed in the correct order. And if they're not correct, we need to write the order that we would use, the correct order of operations. So let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 says 4 plus 5 times 2. The order of operations tell us that we should multiply first and then add. Since it says multiply, add next to it, this is correct, so we'll write correct on the line. Let's think about what the answer would be. I know 5 times 2 is 10, and 4 plus 10 is 14, so our answer would be 14. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 says 8 divided by 4 times 2. The operations that are listed are multiply, divide. Now up above, it said we should multiply and divide first, but we're supposed to work from left to right. Looking at this problem, division comes on the left and multiplication comes on the right. So this is not correct. We should divide first and then multiply. Let's think about what it would be. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, number 3 says 12 plus 16 divided by 4. It says add, divide. I disagree with this because my order of operations say that I should multiply and divide first, add and subtract second. So I'm going to list divide and then add. Since 16 divided by 4 is 4, 12 plus 4 is 16, our answer would be 16. Our next problem says 9 plus 2 times 3. Add, multiply. Again, I know I'm supposed to do multiplication and division first, so I should multiply first and then take care of addition and subtraction, so add second. This one should be multiply, add. 2 times 3 is 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay, 4 plus 6 divided by 3. Divide, add. I think this is correct because I'm supposed to take care of multiplication and division first and then addition and subtraction. So I agree with this one. 6 divided by 3 is 2 and 4 plus 2 is 6. Last one, 36 minus 7 times 3. Multiply, subtract. I agree. First we multiply, then we subtract. 7 times 3 is 21. 36 minus 21 is 15. And that order of operations is correct. Okay? So now let's take a look at some problems that have more operations listed. Up at the top here, we see the rules reiterated for us. First, we perform multiplication and division from left to right, and then we perform addition, subtraction from left to right. So in the example here, we have 9 times 2 plus 10 divided by 5 minus 1. Step 1 would be to multiply, because again, we multiply and divide first from left to right. So 9 times 2 is 18. Then we would divide, because we have to take care of multiplication and division first. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So we have 18 plus 2 minus 1. Then we have to take care of addition and subtraction from left to right. Since addition comes before subtraction when reading left to right, we would do 18 plus 2 is 20, and then take away 1. So the answer would be 19. What I'd like you to do now is to take a piece of loose leaf paper and try these 4 problems following the order of operations rules. When you're finished, make sure your name is on your paper and hand it in so it can be checked. If you get confused, just rewind and watch parts of the video that are confusing to you again.